So you join me here in the middle of autumn. I'm sheltering in the bush shelter down on Sunnyside 2. We've had torrential rain this morning, and today, tying in from the last video where we talked about autumn spod mixes, what I would use. So this video is going to tie into location and rigs. So first of all, starting with location. As we move into autumn, the fish's habits and patterns change dramatically. They start venturing into the deeper parts of the lakes, exploring the softer areas and harvesting the naturals from the silt, the clay and the dying off weed. So it's very important to take that into consideration when you're coming here on locating the fish, because as always, the location is the biggest part of the puzzle. In regards to location, as I mentioned, they'll start visiting the deeper water. So in Sunnyside 2, you'd be looking in the middle of the lake from like the point, peg 12 and the roadside, because you've got a deep hole out there, lots of different ground which we'll be harvesting naturals from. On foxes, normally pegs 4, 5 and 6 are very good at this time of year, and on Sunnyside 1, 7 and 9 are probably the pegs I'd be aiming for, because they've got deep, silty, soft areas. With regards to what sort of spots you start to fish at this time of year, always around weed is very good, especially at this time of year with the amount of naturals what will be released from them, and the fish will be in there harvesting. As we've seen this morning, they've been fizzing in the weedier areas, so they're definitely onto their naturals. Through the summer, as you'll all probably know, I normally fish really hard spots, but at this time of year I do mix it up a little bit, and I like to fish in the silt because I feel that's where more naturals will be and the fish will be more comfortable to feed. Also, I find clay is an absolute awesome spot at this time of year as they get ready to go into the winter mould. Okay, so now to rigs. As I mentioned, I like to fish soft spots, but I'm still a great believer that a leg clip setup offers the best potential of hooking fish. So for this reason, as I'm using softer spots at this time of year, it's important to take into account what sort of hook link you're using, because if you're using a stiff hook link and your lead is slightly burying on a leg clip system, it will sit out. So I always use a softer boom at this time of year. The two rigs I use at this time of year is the famous Ronnie rig if I want to present a little pop-up. I fish that at about 14 inches on a leg clip with a soft boom, but I'm not going to go into detail with that because it has been done to death all over social media and YouTube. And the second rig, I use this all year round. In the summer I use it as a combi because I fish hard spots, but at this time of year I go for 12 to 14 inches of N-Tramp soft in green, £25, and as I said, it's 12 to 14 inch rig with a size 4 quarter spinner hook and a little micro ring there for my hook bait to be mounted onto. I also put 2 blobs of putty, one just under halfway down from the swivel and one just on the edge of the stripped coating. That aids to keep the rig out of the way of the carp and pin to the bottom, but that little piece of putty there helps set the hook in the bottom lip with a critically balanced bait. So with regards to the hook baits I use in the autumn, I do use a few different things, but my main go-to would be a Bait Guru essential fruit wafter. These are really critically balanced under a size 4. I would use one of them on their own and they smell delicious. And my second bait of choice, if I want to be a little bit like match the hatch of what I am feeding in the spod mix from the last video, I would use a jungle mix wafter with a little tiny bit chopped off with a corn topper sat on the top, so that will imitate the chopped boilies in my mix and a piece of corn on top. They both do really well for me, but my go-to would definitely be the essential fruit yellow wafter, and that's how it'd sit on my long, supple slip D. One final tip for autumn fishing. As I mentioned, location is key, but the fish are often nocturnal. So making that extra effort, setting your alarm a couple of times through the night, getting out, having a brew, not being on your phone, having a watch, having a listen could really give the game away and lead to a move or knowing you're on them and result in you getting more bites. Don't forget to like and subscribe to all our social media platforms, and I'll see you again soon with some more footage.